Hey, what's back, buddy? Welcome to Big Boy Card Collecting. I am your host, Andrew Davis. And yes, we are breaking open more cards today because, well, I love cards. And I actually bought this one a while ago and I just didn't get around to doing it. It is the Women of Star Trek Art and Image Trading Cards. And so, a little background on this, there's 10,000 of these boxes out there. It came out in 2001, obviously, the back right here. And it's done by a company called Rittenhouse. Now, for those who don't know, Rittenhouse does a lot of different trading cards. And back in the day, when Breanna Stewart first came into the WNBA, Rittenhouse was actually the trading card company that was doing a lot of WNBA stuff, some sports stuff, and obviously the WNBA is now with Panini, and card companies move around their product all the time. Star Wars is with Topps, and I don't think Rittenhouse ever did Star Wars, but card companies do move around. So obviously that's something that's very interesting about this. And Rittenhouse has the license to do Star Trek cards. So this box is number 64810, 6048, 481 out of 10,000 printed. So there's only 10,000 boxes printed. The configuration of the box is 5 cards per pack, 24 packs. And there's some other stuff in here as well. So obviously, I believe that there is a bunch of different versions. So there's 72 base cards in here. There's some artist rendition, triple art cards in here. Quotable Women of Star Trek explanation cards. There's 18 Women of Star Trek vector art cards. I'm reading this, guys. Women of Star Trek archive collection expansion. I think there's 12 cards, and I think they're limited to 99 and lower, maybe. There's Starfleet's finest painted portraits, medals by Kevin Graham. Those are limited to 10 cards, limited to 50. So there's 10 different versions of that card. Sketch cards, roughly 1 out of every other case. So for those who don't know what a case is a bunch of these, either 12 or 18 or maybe 6. I don't know the exact configuration. Every company does it different. But sketch cards are roughly in 1 out of 2 cases out of a bunch of hobby boxes. So essentially 6 to 12 hobby boxes. If you bought 2 cases, you would get 1 sketch card on average. And then there's some other stuff in there as well. So obviously we have that. And then supposedly in this box, before we crack it open, go through it, you have some parallels. So obviously you have parallel cards, blue, 99, red, 50. There might be a few lower ones in there. And then you have, as I stated before, 72 base regular cards. And then you have 112 autograph cards that you could potentially pull in here. And you're supposed to get 3 autographs in this type of box. So having said all that, and then some other stuff that I'm going to point out, and every autograph of that, obviously, some are more desirable than others. Some are rarer. Some are more limited. You can go anywhere from scarcity to 100 or less to extremely limited, which is 100 to 200 of those. Very limited, which is 200 to 300, and then limited is 300 to 500. And I forget the woman, but this was technically her last autograph set. So obviously, we can tell that it's sealed right there. So obviously I'm going to break that seal for everybody right here. Just going nice and easy with that seal. So we know it's now, the seal is officially broken in this Star Trek as I just cut. And yeah, we're just going to run with it and see what happens. So here we go. And obviously we got a lot right here going on. So I am going to go and do this. This is one half of the position. This, as you can see, is the other half. Full disclosure, a box. You could punch out the box. I don't want to do that this second. And yeah, we're just gonna open up this stuff and see what we pull here, and hope for the best. So here we go. It's a pretty fun set. So it's the Women of Star Trek. A lot of stuff. It crosses a lot of different sets. Anything pretty much from when Star Trek started down to about 2001. So we got this right here. And as you can see, this is the back right there. So it's cool because they're kind of this art card version. That's number 13 for those who are interested. Obviously, we got Catherine Janeway. Pretty cool right there. Obviously, Orange is the New Black is that actress right there. So pretty cool right there for those who are interested in all that. Sorry, just snuck right there. Got this right here, which is this. So again, same thing right there. I think that these are just base cards pretty much so far, but this is Star Trek Generations. Pretty cool right there. And again, we got this one right here. So again, pretty cool. It tells you Discovery. So it's nice in that regard of that it tells you where it's coming from, who it is, who it's not. And there we go right there. And again, you're gonna pull a bunch of, and then you got Savak, Lieutenant Savak, Wrath of Khan, one of the greatest movies ever produced. Wrath of Khan. Sorry, that's how it should be. And it's this right here. And it's cool because like you flip it this way and then you flip it this way. So pretty cool right there. So pack one. Base cards. Again, I personally like this as a base card position. Just because it's the women of Star Trek. And if you like Star Trek, it's a pretty fun set for that purpose. And again, I didn't tell you what I paid for this. I bought this one off of eBay for about $80. So number one, again, right here, back for those who are interested. So $80 for this with free shipping is not terrible. We got this right here. Again, obviously Voyager. So pretty basic right there. We have this right here. So again, going through this quickly because, well, obviously these are all base cards. So actually, this is interesting, right? So we just pulled this one too. I think we just pulled this one. So I don't know what the difference is between these. This is interesting, right? I'm looking at this right now, trying to figure out what the difference is, unless it was just a duplicate in the same pack, which could very well be. I can't really spot a difference with those two. I don't see anything that indicates anything along those lines. I just think that's interesting, the fact that we just pulled a duplicate back to back, but it could just be that it was what we call pretty much that two cards got stuck together when it was getting sorted. And then we got this one right here. So cool right there, pretty much cool right there. Again, some base stuff. So yes. Supposedly you're supposed to get 3 autographs in this. So obviously we're going through this pretty quickly because I want to get to the good stuff. But it is 24 packs. It's 24 packs, 5 cards per pack. There should be some cool stuff in here. But even tabling all of that, I like this set in particular because it's just art. It's just art. It's really just art. And it's Star Trek art. And it's just a nice set. And it's the base set on it is 72 cards. So it's a very easily collectible set for a Star Trek position, given that it's 72 cards. And if you want a whole base set, I mean, it's obtainable. It's a good way to put it, right? That's the word. So we got this right here again, and you're going through a lot of stuff in Star Trek. So again, it's an obtainable base set for those who want to get this. And it's pretty cool art. So, there you go right there. And you get some really cool stuff in this as far as, Enterprise, Voyager, the original, some other stuff right there. So pretty cool right there. Again, the base right there. So again, it's a pretty self-explanatory set for $80, 24 times 5. 100 and is it 124, 120 cards? I think I want to say. I think my math is somewhere around there. So it's not terrible per card count if you're calculating it that way, where it's less than $1 a card. And depending on what you pull, there's some cool stuff in here. So you got this right here. So back right there for those who want to see the back. Obviously, Next Generation. So again, you're going through a lot of stuff. I mean, Star Trek's been around forever. So you're going through a lot of stuff, right, with it. So Voyager right there. Again, pretty cool right here. And then once you get to some of the cool stuff, right? So obviously this is cool. We got this right here. I like that a lot, actually. That's a cool one. Again, it's cool art. And the thing that I like about this in particular is that it's it's the history of Star Trek in many ways. And that's the other thing too that I like about it is that it's that. So we got that, and we got Carol Marcus, which I think is Wrath of Khan, if I'm correct here. So Wrath of Khan, pretty cool. Right there, Star Trek II, Wrath of Khan, great movie, one of the greatest movies of all time. Wrath of Khan, it's a brilliant movie, and you can watch it on many, many, many different levels. Absolutely brilliant in that regard. So here we go. So we got this right here. I think did we just pull that one? I think we just pulled something similar to that. So TPOC, I'm not exactly sure, but I don't think this is a variation. I mean, I'm looking this up right now. You just pulled that. Yeah, so same character name, different card. So this is card number 6. So that's cool right there. Again, I don't know everything about Star Trek, guys. Pretty cool right there. Again, just this is straight out of Deep Space Nine. Love Deep Space Nine. Love the concept of Deep Space Nine right here. Pretty cool. So going quicker with this for a reason. Right here, cool right there. So it's obviously Discovery. Discovery was good. I enjoyed Discovery with this, and then we got this right here, and then right there for the back, Star Trek Beyond. So cool right there. And again, it's a 72 base set. So these are all the base cards. So again, as I stated before, if you just want a base set, it's a pretty easily desirable base set to collect. So yeah, it's pretty cool right there in that regard. Right here, cool. So Star Trek: The Next Generation, pretty cool, like that one. We got this one right here, cool right there. So we got something coming up that's interesting. Obviously this is Deep Space Nine. Again, I'm going to do this quickly for the reason that it's pretty cool. So obviously this is one of those quote cards. So it's an insert. It's a quote card. I'm not too sure who it is. Oh yeah, it's Star Trek Voyager. It's Kess or yeah. So pretty cool right there. On the back right here is that. So that's kind of one of those insert cards that's in there. Ooh, this is cool. This is a cool one. I like this one. Again, it's art, right? A lot of this is art. And then we got this right here. So back right there. But again, a lot of this is art. Sorry. So wow, I can't do this. So that's why I like this set in particular, is that it's really art and it looks really nice, because I have a few of these already just that I picked up out of packs a little while ago, and it just looks nice in a binder. And that's the other thing too that's really cool about this, is that I don't know what it looks like on a value proposition, but it looks nice on a binder. And in a binder, especially when you have a lot of them next to each other, and you're flipping through it, and that's part of card collecting, right? Is that it looks nice in a binder, and these look really nice. It's a nice set for what it is. And given that it's $80 and the set is not impossible to track down on a base level, it's kind of a nice little set if you're a fan of Star Trek and you like it, you like sci-fi, and you really want to go minus the last 4 years. It's pretty cool right there. So right here, we got this. We got Kess right here. Cool right there. We just pulled Kess quotes. We got another one of these kind of insert cards. So we got this right here. So obviously Lieutenant Kayla Demeter from the Women of Star Trek. Obviously that's on the top right there. And this is Discovery. So this is an insert card. It's 94. So that's kind of cool right there. So that's another insert card. A little bit different than the others, than the art style stuff. Another one right there of just the basic art stuff. And we got this right here. So again, kind of cool. Obviously this is from, Star Trek Nemesis. So pretty cool stuff right there, where you're going through a lot of stuff. And this one is 67 on that one. So again, $80. I'm going to get pretty close to having a complete base set with these. So that's the thing too. Obviously we pulled 2, inserts already out of this. Ideally, I am supposed to be getting 3 autographs out of this. Maybe I misread exactly what I was buying, but we got this right here from Star Trek Vina. So original Star Trek, pretty cool right there. We got this right here from Deep Space Nine. Another art one right there. This one is number 22 in that. We have one of these right here, which is cool. So this is a dual art card, artist renditions. So pretty cool. I don't know what they do with these. So that's another insert. And Carol Marcus from Wrath of Khan, pivotal character. In case you didn't know, she's kind of the mother of Captain James Kirk's son, who we didn't know kind of existed or did know, but wasn't exactly a good father. Bad on him, but really cool card with that one. Another cool insert right there. We got this one, which I think we pulled as a duplicate already. And then we got one of these right here from the motion picture Star Trek, which was a bad movie. That was just a bad movie. The first Star Trek was a disaster as a movie. So obviously we got 4 more packs left on the first half of this box. And if I'm supposed to pull 3 autos, this is interesting, right? It should be really interesting what is out there. If we pull anything at all, which could be that it's just a rough one, right? So we got that right there. Obviously, Star Trek, original Star Trek character right there. Right here, pretty interesting. So obviously, this is Voyager. This is card number 35 in the lot. So pretty cool right there. Again, you get all that cool stuff. Obviously, we got this right here, which is another rendition, and I believe Lieutenant Savak, right? I think it's Lieutenant Savak, right? I want to make sure, right? Yeah, Lieutenant Savak. So obviously, what they do with these is that they have about 3 different artists who work on it. So you have artist 1 works on this one, artist 2 works on this picture, artist 3 works on this, and it's kind of their interpretation. But it's Wrath of Khan, Lieutenant Savak. So I think it's Christy Alley too, which is crazy. Go figure that one out, right? And then we got some good stuff here. Obviously, we got a few more. We got this one right here. I don't know if we pulled a duplicate of this one, but this is a T-Pul, I want to say. So again, obviously, this is Enterprise. Pretty cool right there. And I believe we pulled this one already as well, which is, I believe, 65. And so there we go right there. So again, I mean, we pulled 4 inserts out of this. It's pretty cool. Again, I'm more interested, though, in the base set. So if I get a whole base set for $80 out of this, I'll be pretty happy about it, all things considering. But that's just it, though, is that I like the way they look. So we got this right here. Obviously, I'm looking at the Next Generation. So pretty cool right there. Going through this quickly, right? We got that right there. Again, Deep Space Nine. That character, female changeling. We got this right here, which is, I don't even know exactly. So this is actually a parallel, right? So this is a parallel. I'm looking something up right now. So yeah. So this is a parallel. This is a red parallel, right? Okay. So we could see the red on that Star Trek right there, right? Then this is an artist rendition of it. And the character is obviously 7 of 9. And then what we have is that we know it's a parallel because it's numbered on the back. So this is 38 out of 50. So this is where this gets interesting, right? So this is a cool one because this is a parallel of the card. So that's what a parallel looks like. Every company does a parallel different. Some companies stamp them in. Some companies write them in. Some companies Sharpie them in, right? It depends. So obviously this is printed in. I don't think it's printed on the card, but it's not stamped on the card, but it is a parallel because it is numbered. So that is cool right there. 7 and 9. 7 and 9 is out of Voyager. So very cool card right there. Definitely something that's fun to look at. Pretty cool right there. So again, we have this right here from Discovery. Yeah, this is from Discovery. A base card right there. Pretty cool. And then you got another base card right here, Catherine Dar. And that's from Star Trek, the Final Frontier. Just wanted to make sure I knew it. And this is card number 60 out of the bunch. We got 2 more out of the first half of this, but that parallel is pretty sweet. That's a cool one. That's a nice one for our collection, to be honest. And this is a personal one for me. I mean, I like this stuff. It's personal. I'm planning to keep the majority of this, because I just like Star Trek, and well, it's pretty cool. So here we go. We got this right here, Christina Chapel from Star Trek, basic right there. Cool. So we got an autograph coming up. So let's see what we got. We got Siseka. Oh man, I'm really bad at this. This is from Voyager, base card right there. And here we go. Here we go. What do we got here? We got Mari Marshall, right? So the limited edition card has been personally signed by Mari Marshall as Kelsey in Starship Maine, Star Trek: The Next Generation. So pretty cool right there. It's pretty cool. So this is an on autograph card. You can see it. It's pretty cool. Obviously, we got Star Trek: The Next Generation. I don't necessarily know what the card is worth, but it's still fun to pull an autograph in obviously Starship Maine, mine, not Maine. I read that really quickly, but it's pretty cool. So it's Kelsey. So that's pretty cool. Women of Star Trek auto. I like autographs. Autographs are fun, right? So that's cool right there. Obviously, we got this right here. We've already pulled a parallel of her. An insert of her, which is always cool in that regard. So right there, pretty cool character. So yeah, just the base of this in a lot of ways. And I'm not exactly sure who a lot of these artists are on this, but it's not important who these artists are per se, as much as they're cool. So obviously, this is from I think the Final Frontier or the Voyage Home. I'm sorry, this is from Star Trek V Voyage Home. Oh wow, wow. So there you go with that one. This one is number 59 on that list. So obviously we pulled one auto, and we are at the halfway point here with this. But we pulled a parallel. We pulled some cool stuff. Obviously, I like this stuff. And let's see what else we pull here. And maybe we got some really cool stuff coming up. We should. We got Amanda Grayson right here. Original Star Trek, pretty cool right there. Base right there. Again, I just love these base cards. They're pretty sweet. We got this right here. I didn't know this was a woman, honestly, but it's tricky. This is Deep Space Nine. This is card number 25. So, can't know everything. Got another auto, right? Mary Chieffo. So, the limited edition card has been first signed by Mary Chieffo as Lyrell in Star Trek Discovery. Did we pull a Lyrell already somewhere in this? So that's pretty cool. That's another cool one right there. So, let me see. I think we did pull a Lyrell already in a base card. So that's fun. That's cool, right? That's cool. I'm not gonna go look for it this second, right? This right here, pretty cool. Pretty sweet. Cool. And then this is interesting, right? So what we got here is Uhura, but this is card number 68. And this is the reason why it's interesting is it's Zoe Saldana, 2009 Lieutenant Uhura, not the original Lieutenant Uhura. Nothing wrong with either one of them, but it's cool to have the differentiation and have both acknowledgments. I do think there is an original Uhura in this. So that is 50%, 2 autos. We have one more auto, I guess, that we're looking for in these. And we got another 12 packs to go and a bunch of cool stuff to go through and probably a bunch more inserts. So let's get to it as soon as I take my nice sip. So here we go. Here we go. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got here. Some cool stuff here. Again, base right here. Pretty cool. Another base. Pretty sweet. And first card out, some autos, right? Diane Salinger. So cool. So Lupaza. So she is Lupaza in Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Oh, that's cool. So we got the third auto, right? These are actually pretty cool. I like them. They're on-card autos, right? So, it's nice because you look at this, right? And it says it's personally signed. There's a lot of authentication. I'm going to take their word for it. It looks like it's live ink, right? And so there you go, right? So, and I like the way those cards look. They're pretty cool. So, obviously, we got this. I think we already pulled her already. And then you got this one right here, and the art is just cool. And this is just Star Trek 6, maybe. So pretty cool right there. Again, and we're just gonna go through this because Oh man, this one feels heavy. This one feels heavy. Like this one feels light. This is interesting, right? I'm curious. This one feels light. This one feels light. This one feels like this one actually feels heavy. So I'm really curious what's in here because this feels heavy and something's up with this one. I just sense it, right? I've been opening up cards forever, forever. This one feels heavy, and I could be wrong. I could be mistaken. It could just be that it just feels heavy. But here we go. Obviously, so far we got that pulled out already. Everybody waiting for it. Pulled this already. Now I don't know if we pulled this one, but and this is why this one feels heavy, right? This is exactly why this feels heavy, because it's a medal of Lieutenant Commander Uhura Nichelle Nichols. And the kicker is it's 43 out of 50. Super limited medal card in the box. That's just cool. So yes, that's why that one felt heavy. That's cool. That's cool right there. It's technically a parallel. We got that right there. We got this right here. That's cool. So this is original artist by Kevin Graham. It's AC60. Obviously Lieutenant Commander Uhura. Oh, that's so cool. That's such a cool one. I didn't even know this existed, right? Yeah, the rest of them obviously are lighter. Doesn't mean there's not some cool stuff in there, but that's why that one was heavier. Oh, that was great. That was awesome. That. I mean, the 3 autographs and a medal. Oh, that's just fantastic. That is just really cool. And then speaking of Lieutenant Uhura, original Lieutenant Uhura, right? Pretty cool right there. We got this right here. Pretty cool right there. I think we have something interesting right here. Oh, snap. Another parallel. Kira Nair. So yeah, so red right there. So that's cool. That's cool. So it's another parallel. You could see it right there, limited 50. Pretty sweet right there. No complaints on that one. And then we got another 2 right here. Pretty cool right there. So obviously, pretty cool stuff so far. I mean, I would say it's a solid box, right? Again, I enjoy Star Trek. I enjoy putting Star Trek cards in my binder. It goes in my alternative card stuff. I like looking at these. They're fun. We pulled 3 autos, a medal, and 2 parallels, and some really cool inserts so far. So again, pretty stoked about it, right? Now, I feel like this would be something for the view to take a look at. I think this is Whoopi Goldberg. I think it is, right? Because Whoopi Goldberg was in The Next Generation. It looks like Whoopi Goldberg, guys. I think this is Whoopi Goldberg. Because people forget she was in Star Trek Next Gen. I know. People forget, right? It's kind of crazy, right? That people forget that Whoopi Goldberg was in Star Trek. 7 of 9. Pretty cool right there. Love 7 of 9. You can't really hate 7 of 9 in Voyager. You really can't. Oh, sweet. Another insert right here. So that's cool. That's cool. So back of this. So just a solid insert right there. Pretty cool for everybody. And then we got this right here. So these 2. So another 2 right there. Pretty cool. Not going to bore everybody with the whole thing. But yeah, so 2 parallels, bunch of inserts, a medal, limited medal edition. Pretty good box so far. If you want to buy another box, to be honest, for $80 a pop, 3 autographs. It's not necessarily bad. Right there, basic. Right here, pretty cool right there. Oh, sweet, another insert, guys, and a good insert at that. Old school Lieutenant Uhura, right? Kind of the original series. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. Star Trek: The Original Series, right? Lieutenant Uhura, another insert. That's sweet right there. That's really cool. I love it. I love the art on this, right? I just love that art, right? Oh, that's just fantastic. That's really cool. I like that card a lot. That's a good one. Right here, these two, pretty cool right there. So again, that's that one. Oh man, I mean, Lieutenant Uhura. It's just those two, the metal and that one that I just showed, that insert. Oh, those are just awesome cards. They're just awesome. Um, let's see. We got Janice Rand here. Pretty basic right there, right? Going through this. Pulled this one. Just going quick here for everybody. Pulled this one and these. So bases right here. Nothing out of the ordinary or exceptional, right? Pretty cool. So let's see what we got here. There's got to be a better way how to do this. Sweet. Oh, Beverly Crusher. Star Trek Next Gen right there. Oh, we got this right here. Cool. Just the bases. And then we got these two right here. So again, all the bases. Going through this quickly because obviously went through a bunch of fun stuff right here. So with all that, hopefully we'll get a few more cool inserts here, a few more other things in here that might be cool. So we pulled that already. No problem with duplicates. Doesn't bother me. Duplicates are good. And then the basics here. I don't even know if I have a whole set yet of the base at the moment, but whatever I don't have, I will most likely just go on eBay and buy it because I do want a complete base set. So yes, that is how I view this, right? Number one, we got this right here. Pulled this already. I know we pulled this already. I believe we pulled this already a few times, and I believe we pulled this as well here. So far, nothing out of the ordinary. We got 4 packs left. Hopefully we'll pull another really cool insert, another artist redemption, maybe something really cool. You never know. Some cool stuff here. Right here. I think we pulled this already. I think we pulled this right here already, early on, and I think we pulled these already. So nothing out of the ordinary on these packs, which is fine. I mean, we got 3 more packs. I'm already pretty happy with it. I mean, this right here is just awesome, right? It's a metal card limited to 50 of Lieutenant Uhura. So I can't complain, right? I can't complain about that card set in particular because it's an awesome one, right? Right here, pulled that. I think we pulled this already. I think we pulled this already. I think we pulled this pack already. So no issues there, right? With that, and then you got 2 more packs. 2 more packs. Nothing heavy in them. Feel like normal packs here. Again, this is why you buy a box, right? When you buy a box, you are technically guaranteed 3 autos in that box, which is what we pulled. You're guaranteed some inserts, most likely, right there. And there's some other little tips and tricks and other cool stuff that you can pick up buying these boxes. Pull this already, duplicates, and I believe we pulled these already as well. Nothing fancy out of that, and most likely this is going to be a duplicate pack as well. But we're opening it anyway, because why not? So here we go. Here we go with this. And yes, so this is where we go. And yeah, duplicate right there. Another duplicate here. And these 2 are duplicates. So there you go right there. So again, pretty solid box, I would say. The majority of it, I would say, I mean, I don't know the exact calculation off of this, off the top of my head, right? Sorry, I'm just putting it over there for 2 seconds here. what exactly was duplicated, what was not, what am I missing exactly. But what I will say is that out of this, we pulled some really cool parallels. We pulled some other cool stuff. Pulled 3 autos that were technically a guarantee, but wasn't exactly certain. And then the other thing that everybody has to know about this, so obviously we pulled this one, which is really cool metal card, especially because it's Lieutenant O'Hara. You pull James Kirk, you pull whoever you pull. I mean, it's really cool. If you pull the originals. But the other thing that people need to know is that each of these packs with Rittenhouse, they have a point system. And so you buy a lot of cards from Rittenhouse, you can actually redeem these for points. So there's 24 packs, and each of the packs is worth 2 points, right? So the thing is that I'm not exactly sure how you redeem it. You take a picture, however you do it. Obviously, they have a way how you do it. But now that you have 24 packs here, obviously that's 48 points. So if you buy a lot of cards from Rittenhouse, and they've done some Game of Thrones stuff, they've done some other stuff, what happens as a result of that is that if you buy 700 packs, it's a lot of points. It adds up very quickly. So that's the other thing too. But again, it's a pretty cool box. Obviously, I have the majority of the base set now, is what it is. But you are guaranteed those 3 autos. So if you are a Star Trek fan and you like autographs and you don't necessarily know what autographs you're going to get, but you in this box, and I bought mine off of eBay, it was $80 free shipping, and I got 3 autographs with it. Now, what these autographs are worth, I have no idea because there's no way I can tell you. I don't even know the limitations. And if you go on the internet, and I'll probably link it in the description later on, what the rarity of this stuff is, because these could be 500 autographs, they could be 200 autographs, they could be on how many were signed and how many were printed, or it could be less than whatever, right? It could be 100 were printed, whatever that number is. I don't know off the top of my head. But what I do know is that there is a scoring card of Sacred, limited, extremely limited, and all that stuff, and it can range from S. I mean, I'm looking to see if there's any indication on this. I don't think there is off the top of my head here, but S is 100 or less. Extremely limited is 100 to 200 or less. Very limited is 200 to 300, and then limited is 300 to 500. So that's also complicated in that regard. I also believe at the time when this came out, and I forget the woman's name, but she just passed away a few months earlier or even a year earlier while the card set was being developed. And this set has her last card autographs that were published. And it might have been the nurse. I'm not exactly sure from Star Trek, but that's something to keep in mind as well, is that also can be interesting in hunting down autographs. If you're a Star Trek fan, that might affect you. So, obviously that's that, but that's the whole thing. I mean, $80 for this, a lot of cards, 5 times 24 is 120 cards for $80 free shipping off of eBay. Means every card is less than $1. It is the cost per card. And some of these cards, if you're looking to sell them, I mean, I don't know what cards you're going to get. Some of these cards you're probably not going to get much for, but there's other cards that you might be able to get a lot for in the Star Trek world and collecting. Like something like this, I would imagine will do all right if you're looking to sell it, because A, it's Lieutenant Commander O'Hara, it's limited 48 to 50, it's a metal card, and the original artwork is by Kevin Graham. So there you go right there with that. So again, it's an awesome set. I love it. I personally bought it because A, I wanted to make this video, to full disclosure, but more importantly, I do like my Star Trek stuff. And I started this set a little while ago with some packs, and I'm filling in the gaps because I do want a complete base set. Because I do think these cards are awesome. I think they are absolutely stunningly beautiful, and I believe it is a good example of art. Like, I believe like something like this is absolutely awesome to look at in a binder. And I even think something like this is really cool because it really is pure art. And it's nice to look at the women of Star Trek in an artistic way and kind of give a new interpretation of it. I mean, even this one just also as well I mean, it's just really nicely done, and it's a nice art set for that. And it's meant to be put in a binder and looked at and talked about. And let's be realistic, Star Trek isn't going anywhere, guys. It's not going anywhere. So I think as things go on, and this is a nice history of 45 years of Star Trek, give or take. So I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's an awesome set. I wouldn't pay $120 for one of these boxes, but $80 free shipping, it's pretty good if you ask me. And I'm pretty happy about it. I'm pretty happy about it. I have no complaints. But again, this is if you're really into Star Trek, right? So if you like Star Trek, or you want to just play around with it, or you enjoy Star Trek, or you're looking for certain things, or you like the fact that it's 70, $80, 3 autos and 120 cards. I mean, it's pretty good in that regard. But that's everything that I got going on with this set. I hope you enjoyed watching this. If you're seeing this, checking it out, enjoying it, obviously, I just wanted to share this. I got a lot more stuff coming this week to talk about. I got some SpongeBob stuff to break open. So I got that. I'm expecting an Oshi Push set in the next 2 weeks to talk about. That's a whole different ballgame and a whole different discussion. It's complicated, but not complicated. I have a shoebox treasure stuff to deal with, and I got some other stuff that is coming at some point in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So I got a lot of stuff coming my way. I got a lot of Tops Now stuff coming my way. So just be on the lookout, guys, for all that. And I like talking about cards. And let's see what we pull and all that stuff. And before I do that, everybody get out of here. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, wherever you're watching me. I do want to remind everybody that I do run an eBay store. It is Pop Anime Comics Collectibles. Look for comics and collectibles. Come shop with us on eBay. And some of these cards that you just saw, they may or may not be on eBay, but I do carry stuff like this in my store. I tend to carry base relics like this in my store. I also tend to carry a lot of stuff like this in my store and this in my store. And I mean, this is a 101. This is a limited 10. This is a limited 25. I do carry sketch cards in my store. And every once in a while, you carry something like this in your store, which is a 101 autograph, super limited. And those things don't stick around. They just don't stick around. So my store does carry very cool items. And so if you're not already, look down below. You'd be brought right to it. I got some limited 25s up. I got some V-Rare stuff up there. And again, if you're looking for cards, I got you covered. And I go from anywhere from $200 cards to $1,200 cards down to $5 cards. So there is something for everybody. And if you're looking for cards and they're not up in my eBay store, shoot me a message. If I got it, I'll let you know. We'll figure something out. If I don't have it, chances are I know somebody who does, and I'll direct you to them, and you get what you need, because that's what we do here. So again, thank you so much for watching, everybody, and definitely be on the lookout for SpongeBob and Shoebox Treasures, because they're going to be a lot of fun to break that stuff open, guys. A lot of fun, And I know we are not going to sing. We are not going to sing that song, not because I don't have a beautiful voice, but because I do not want to get a copyright violation. But yes, we can live in the sea in a pineapple anytime anybody wants. And, my friend who's pink lives under a rock. And my neighbor who is the cashier is not very good on a clarinet. But anyway, I digress. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. And I'll catch you in my next video, everybody. Have a good Saturday.